Prologue. It was a sword. It did not look important. 3 feet long and slightly curved, the blade looked tarnished. The metal's dark color suggested it was simply brass. The edge was sharp and without a nick. The haft was pewter-colored, contoured for the human hand, and unremarkable, except for the single ruby set in the pommel. Despite its modest appearance, the sword was skillfully constructed. The blade itself had been made from microscopic sheets of chromium-antimony alloy layered one atop the other. The painstaking process made the blade very flexible and the edge very sharp. Even the best swordsmiths found the alloy difficult to work with, however, making reproduction improbable. In addition to its precise construction, the sword was ancient, forged more than 9,000 years before. The sword had withstood all manner of use and misuse. The number of warriors who'd wielded the sword was a figure lost in the past. The number of warriors who died on its edge was many times that. The number of warriors mortally wounded while wielding the sword, however, was fewer than 100. Called the Heir sword, it assured the succession by preparing an heir's mind for the Imperial sword. No different in appearance other than its slightly larger ruby, the Imperial sword extended the range of an emperor's psychic powers to the farthest corners of the empire. Thus, the Imperial sword was the figurative and literal source of the emperor's authority. The Imperial sword electrocuted anyone inadequately prepared by the Heir sword, killing the unfortunate or treacherous soul. Thus, the Heir sword was the only way to obtain that authority. Each of the 4 empires had its own pair of swords, each pair adorned with a different gem. The 4 imperial swords all served the same function: to grant the current emperor total dominion over his or her empire. The 4 heir swords all shared their own function: to assure a smooth succession. Although they shared the same function, the most valuable of the 4 heir swords was the one adorned with a ruby, the heir sword for the Northern Empire. Because of this sword, the Eastern Empire had slaughtered all the people of the Northern Empire. Because of this sword, a civil war had risen in the Eastern Empire. Because of this sword, bandits besieged the Eastern Empire from across the northern border. Because of this sword, the 4 empires' 9,000-year-old political systems were faltering, even though, ironically, the 8 swords had been forged to preserve them. The Northern Heir sword did not look important, but because of a single fact, it was the most important object in the world. The sword was missing.